Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Lucid. We are hopping back into our game with LA-Ulm. And, yeah, we had a war start with Marignon last turn, where they attacked us. And, yeah, let's see what happened. We set a trap for them, so hopefully this is them springing the trap. We have a message from Lemuria. He decided to fight me, in reference, he is Micklin here, decided to fight me without magic or solar weapons. Shockingly, he's not having a fun time of it. Also, literally everyone except you, me, and Utgard failed to expand pretty hard, though Abizia is getting better by eating some far-off provinces of mine that I knew I could never really defend. A message from Utgard. I don't really care to move an army there for just one province. Go ahead. I was asking him about taking this one. So I do want to take it. So that's actually where this army is going to go. We're going to move here and then take that next turn. Yeah, so... Oh, we had a battle here. So this is the trap I sprung on Marignon. So he moved that army, which was about 50 dudes in here. And you can see pikemen particularly hate crossbows. They have good protection, but no shield. And this is, like, if there is a unit that crossbows are designed to kill, it is this one. Shields, crossbows don't like as much, but these guys, ooh, crossbows like them. If you have lower protection, like the flagellants, you're better off using bows, like short bows or long bows. But pikeneers, woo! Crossbows like them. And we actually may route them after one more salvo. And if you look at it, I've got my PD, plus I've got archers. And it looks like my crossbows are firing at the pikemen, and the archers are firing at the flagellants, so that's pretty good in terms of combat AI. Yeah, so it looks like they're targeting which troops they're respectively better at. So props to Illwinter for getting all that sorted out. It does look like there have been a lot of improvements in combat AI in general. Some of our troops, I think this is mostly PD, but some of our troops have gotten up there in the crossbow fire. And we should have a rout now, because I don't really want this next salvo to hit, though it looks like it will. Yeah, that salvo hurts me a lot. And we have the rout. So, yeah. They lost 60 dudes. Did not kill their mage, who was also, it looks like, their prophet. Yeah. Is that what? Let's double check. Was that their prophet? What? How's this guy priest level 4? Being a prophet. Maybe I missed it. Maybe Marignon gets priest level 4s? I didn't know any nation got priest 4s by default. That's pretty cool. If that's the case, you could prophetize them and get them up to priest 5, and then you could do let me find a priest somewhere. Yeah, if you get up to priest level 5, you can do divine channeling, and that gives everybody on your side one more priest. So then, like, if you had a bunch of other priest 4s, they would get up to level 5. And level 5 priests, they can drop some pretty gnarly stuff. And then also the cardinals, they can enter into astral communions, which is really good for priests because it will also boost your holy path. So like this guy can astral communion and yeah, rain down some pretty just horrific, like, and you don't need, your other dudes don't really need to be holy. You can just use S1 dudes if you have them. I forget the complete Marignon lineup, but yeah, having these guys at the head of communions, you don't even need to prophetize them. They get up to Holy 5, and then they drop Divine Channeling, which will make them even higher. Yeah, they would just be gnarly. Against Lemuria, but not really against me. I don't really care about banishment or any of that shit. So now he's in for a world of hurt, because his army died, he has no way to reinforce this well. I'm going to come in, even if he has a bunch of PD, this will just rock its way through it. My scripting is a little better now. I've got, I think, skirmish formation, anticipating some archers. We're moving here with this big army, and we'll take out those guys pretty easily. Also kind of want to take this out. I probably should have taken this, as I mentioned before, but I'm not doing that for a while. These guys are going to move up here, and we will joint go in probably on this province, and then we'll have these guys all come down here to round out my expansion by the stuff. Yeah, so that's kind of the plan. Yeah, that's basically it. We're going to run in here. Where am I? Okay, here are my stealthy dudes. I'm going to sneak and attack this turn. I don't know. So the province defense is quite well organized. I don't know how I'll do. This actually is kind of risky because it's very possible he moves this army back to like retreat, or he moves an army in here. So what's probably better actually is these guys should probably just move here and then attack this province. But I don't know. We'll see. This is pretty risky, but the upside is if I get it, I'll basically have his troops trapped. And they'll either have to move here where they'll be totally out of place if any of them retreat, which will include his cardinal. But we'll see. I don't know totally how that will go. But anyway, it's just a bunch of wolves. I don't really care if they all die, which is not nice to say. But here's our PD. In terms of sites, we have a merman village and an arena. And then we have the throne of the... Oh, I didn't tell you that. So this throne I got is the throne of the moon. I should have probably showed you that the turn I got it. So, the water and pearl is kind of nice. The pearls is really nice. I like pearls. Water I don't really have much use for a while. Once I get my vampires up, water is kind of one of the fun paths to empower your vampires in. They can do Stygian Rain on your main army. So, not bad. And the precision is something that I definitely like on my priests. It will make Iron Blizzard a good bit more damaging. So all in all, this is a great throne for me to have. Probably, if you look at who would thrones help, this would help me more than it would help any other nation. Yeah. And then Marignon's got the high throne, which is not going to be terribly helpful for anyone. Let's go. We can just talk about the thrones real quick. Which ones are in here and which ones I want. This one I don't really care about. Throne of the Moon, this was a level 2 throne and it did all the conjures on it. So, really good for me. The growth I already have growth maxed out, but I definitely like the gems and I like the precision. Throne of Fire. This would be so huge for me. This would be the best throne for me. I would get these guys who are Fire 3. What that means is a few things. One is I can make fire elementals, which are really, really good against Lemuria. 2, I can do flaming arrows, which is great on a very good crossbow nation, because otherwise my crossbows would kind of be shit by mid-game. But this is going to make them very good mid-game, and additionally it will make them good against Lemuria, who they often kind of suck against. Throne of the Night, do not really want that. Throne of the Earth, I would like this. This would give me really good nature access, and Earth I already have, but anyway, this is a pretty good site. Gnomes are pretty damn useful. Reinvigoration is pretty good on my my priests, so that would be a super value site for me. So all the level 2s are really, really good for me, and they won't necessarily be as great for a lot of the other nations. Lower throne is just blood slaves, which is always nice to have, but in the scheme of things won't make a big difference, especially if I don't get it really early. Mage of the Spring, I do not have good air access, so this would be quite nice. The growth I couldn't use. Throne of Flames, I don't really care about fire resistance, but the fire income would be nice if I already had fire mages, which I don't really, but I will if I have that. Throne of the Storms, I don't really... Yeah, not so useful. The things that buff sacred troops, I don't really care about that much. What I care about are things that are good at buffing sacred mages. Throne of the Ulm. This would give me Earth Death, which is a cross path I don't have, but it's not a really good cross path. I don't have very reliable ways to get Death Mages, but this is only Death 1, and Death 1 kind of sucks. And I don't really want the Death Scale, so that one I don't really want. I would like this one. I do like Pearls, so... Anyway, the best ones for me are definitely the level 2s. They're really, really good for me. After that, I want air access, so that would be nice. And then everything else would be really nice to have, but not really useful. Okay, so we're going to be attacking that this turn. I'm going to go ahead and hop forward. What turn was this? It is late spring, so that means it's turn 14. Let's double check. I may be wrong. I think I think we're going to turn 15. So this should be early summer. Yeah. Okay, so we have an assassination attempt. So this is annoying. I forget that Marignon has assassins, and they're actually pretty good. Let's check them out. They have a crossbow and then a short sword and a poison dagger. So they're going to be pretty good at sniping undefended commanders. Because there's a chance that if the crossbow hits, then I'm in trouble. And then they have 2 attacks, so yeah, there we go. Rip that dude. And then we had a few battles. So it looks like Marignon decided to try to defend. He kept a bunch of flagellants there. And we'll see how this goes for him. I do not expect it's going to go well. The nice thing, though, is it was a good province and that it does have these heavy cav. I'm going to slow the battle down here so we can watch this. Smite is really good against heavy cav. Okay, and there we go. We should have gotten a rout right there. And yeah, there's not much left of Marignon's forces, and these guys are just held in perfect crossbow range. So when your guys are frontlining against crossbows and your guys are really close, like if these guys were frontlining way out here, I would have a ton of friendly fire, but this close you'll see I have much lower friendly fire, like they're pretty accurate at close range. That said, they apparently are also cowardly, so they're routing. And we should get these heavy infantry to rout this turn. If they survive this turn, I'll be super surprised. Wow, these are really brave. They're going down, like, to the last man. Yeah, actually to the last man. So, okay, they finally have routed. This guy has a lot of fatigue. We may be able to pick him off. Okay, he's got a couple turns left. I've got probably one more salvo. Oh, it doesn't look like I'm going to get him. Oh, I got that one, though. Okay. So that was this battle. We lost 12 of our archers, and then we lost most of our front line, and then our front line also retreated. So only 2 of them made it back. I effectively lost my whole line, so I lost like 30 units. He lost, this is about 20 PD. And then he lost all these guys, and he lost, it says he lost a cardinal, though when I was watching it, he lost an inquisitor. So, anyway, this is definitely the more expensive of the mages. Oh, I think this is a national hero. Yeah. So he lost his national hero, that's why it's gold 0. Not sure. I could be wrong, but normally you're not going to have a recruitable unit that's gold 0. The gold 0 is generally for a national hero, and that also explains why he's holy 4 without being a prophet. Yeah, so he got totally wrecked. Like, totally wrecked. This was really good for me. The other thing is, even if we took... So he took way more losses than I did if you add up all the gold of the units he lost. But even if he didn't, I have a much economy. So if we were trading evenly, it would still be horrible for him. Okay, this is our wolves attacking. I don't think this was successful. So yeah, this is, like, wolves are going to get shit munched by this. Because here's the other thing. Pikeneers are really good against wolves because they have this long length 5 weapon. So if we pull up this, what we're going to see is... Yeah. Wolf's attack bite was repelled. 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 Okay, so wolves, because they have a very short length weapon and low morale, these are the 2 things that factor into repelling. And the fact that pikes have a very high length means they're going to repel a lot of attacks. And then with these archers sitting behind them, they're just going to absolutely wreck these wolves. Yeah, so that was a huge fail. But let's see if my guy made it off. So my ranger died. That's unfortunate. Yeah, that's too bad. Because he totally could have retreated back up here, but he didn't. I think the way 75% of the time you retreat to friendly territory, 25% of the time you retreat to a random territory, and if that territory is an enemy, then you die. So, yeah, I think that's what happened. I got unlucky there. We're going to go take this. So I'm looking at this. Here's my thinking. He's got a bunch of dudes in here. He's got a bunch of dudes here. I lost my front line. I'm also worried about assassins, so I basically have to like take 10 dudes and put them on guard commander. So all that leaves really is about 90 archers plus 10 wolves. Now if he puts a fair amount of PD and he already has 40 dudes here and he moves 60 dudes in here, and they all come into this province, I'm gonna get like, wrecked by those guys. Like they will just walk all over me. So I don't really want to do that. And I also have the luxury of time, whereas he does not. It appears he's taken this province now. So good for him. Yeah. So we're gonna go take this back. He's not gonna attack me because he's not gonna attack a small army into a big one. And I'm gonna try to take this. This is a shitty little province that's only got heavy infantry and light infantry and crossbows. So I'm a little... It would be better if I had these guys that were also able to attack, but I'm worried about assassination. So 30 dudes, 30 crossbowmen should be able to take this, but I'm not sure. We'll see. Probably should have put some wolves on this unit too to give me like a little front line, because this is going to be a little close. But one thing we see is that we had an event here. Foreign priests have infiltrated and corrupted the faith of the tenant. I can't remember if that means there's heretics there. I think it does. And I might not have covered it, but a handful of non-faithfuls, the population left their hands in search for a better place to live. Oh, no, this isn't it. Why am I I'm patrolling here because I thought I had an Inquisitor event where I had, or a heretic event where I had heretics come in. But it appears I might have had a heretic, or I had some negative Dominion event there. But I'm trying to catch his assassins running around, so I'm going to be patrolling with wolves. Wolves are really, really good against assassinations. They will shut them down in a heartbeat, because I have so many cheap patrollers. What were events? Okay, we got nature. That was this weird Dominion event, and then we have additional PD, which is right here, which is quite nice. It was on top of a Blood Hunt province, so it's going to help me a little bit with unrest too. We're going to site search here. As you've noticed, it's year 1. We've already been 12 turns in, and I've like site searched nothing. Look at this, like literally nothing. This is going to be my first site search. I was having an interesting discussion with kind of one of the guys I play with a fair amount. And he had taken over control of a nation, and he was saying, you know, it's ridiculous the guy who I took it from has never site searched. And I'm like, yeah, well, sometimes you don't do it early game. He's like, no, you always do it early game because it's going to pay off such big dividends later. And it's definitely a short versus long-term trade-off. Like in this, I don't want to site search. I'm not making a mistake by not site searching. I have priorities, and my priorities are, first I want to channel everything I can into military power so that I win early wars, right? And I have good troops, so I'm going to do that by making troops. Second objective is I want to get blood slaves out so that I can do... my god's up, so he's blood hunting, and I'm patrolling. But so that I can get my vampires out early, because vampires are going to allow my economy to grow really quickly. My next objective is I want to get Evocation 3 and Conjuration 4, because then my vampires can do something useful. And I probably also want to get Agony, or like Blood 2, which is going to open up a few things. It'll open up Summon Imps, which will be useful, and then also Agony. So I want to get those super fast. After that, I care about gems. Like, if I don't even have that research, I don't have a good way to spend gems. And yeah, it'll pay off later. Later I'll have a way to use gems. But I'm not really worried about my late game as LA-Ulm. I'm worried about winning early game wars, and I'm worried about the mid game. So site searching for me is not a priority yet, though as you can see I'm starting to do a little bit of it. But I'm only going to do it where it's really convenient, like where I have labs already built. So like here I'm site searching also, and here I'm site searching. And I'm only doing it because I have a lab here, and as soon as they're done, they're going to go back to researching. I'm not like moving people around to site search, which is what you want to do, but just it's not something I'm choosing to do because it's too expensive for me at this point in the game. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to move here and here. We're going to try to take this too. This is a little bit risky. I probably should have taken some wolves with him. And then we're going to be taking this one, which should be pretty easy. Meanwhile, we've started putting up our next fort right here. And we've started building another fort right here. You can see our income is pretty good, so money to start 2 forts. And then this is going to be probably all the forts I build for a good little bit, because I'm going to have to pour a lot of energy into taking this from Marignon. It's not going to be super easy, so that will take some time. And then these are going to be expensive because I need to go ahead and put a lab and a temple in both of them. But this will be enough infrastructure for me to get church going, for me to get my blood economy going, and for me to be very unappetizing to whoever wants to attack me. Yeah, so that's basically it for this turn. It's been a short episode in terms of the number of turns I've covered because I've kind of talked about a lot of my my strategy. But such is life, and hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and hope you tune in to watch the next couple where the war with Marignon will pick up. And yeah, thanks